Hey guys, welcome to Xplore360 YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to discuss about basic input statement in Python. So as we discussed in our output video that to give output, we have to go to a file which is system.stdout, which is the output stream to the console, and the input stream, the stream that is bringing, assume it like a river, as stream means it is a stream that is going to console and taking some data with it. Similarly, a stream is flowing uh, from the console towards your system. That stream is system.stdin. We have to cache the stream, then we have to read from this stream, and that will be our input. In previously what we did, we wrote on this stream to give the output. We did something like that in our output video. Now we have to read from this stream. So system, which is a module in Python, system.stdin, the stream that is flowing from system to the console, from the console to the system and taking inputs. We have to read the stream, and we'll perform something like that. Read line. By read line, we will read just one line, that will be our input. And as we are using read line, that means when we'll press enter, which is \n, when we press enter, that defines the end of the line, and that will be our input. If you don't use this read line, you use a read instead of it, it won't end. There will be no end for this read line represents that \n means that input has come to an end. This is the end of the input. Till this \n, you have to take the data. Let's try this. Import sys, which is system module, and obviously we have to store it somewhere. A equals to, data will come from input stream towards this A, and read line, and this always will be in string form. Read lines are in string form. So A equals to system.stdin dot read line, and let's print A to cross check whether it's storing the data correctly or not. Let me type ABC and enter. Yeah, it's ABC. Let's try with read. There is no end. I'm just typing. There is no end. Okay, let's stop this. Okay, but instead of doing that much work, we have a predefined function which is input. This pretty much do the same work for us. Input, just A equals to input. This will work the same way, and it will always bring the data in form of string, as the stream data is in form of string. Obviously we are entering data from the keyboard. There is nothing, any other form of entering the data in the console. In the console you can only type, and that whatever you type is in form of str, string. Okay, so A will always store a string. Okay, let's see this, and it provides us our extra feature, that is input. Here we can do is, let's try this practically. It will be more understanding. A equals to input. Okay, print A. Let's run this. Same work, and we have an extra feature. Here I can type a message for the user. Enter a name. Say enter a name XYZ. Yeah, this is the extra feature provided by Python. Okay, now what if I want to enter a number? But I can only enter string? That's very simple. You can just do type conversion here only. You can change it from string to an integer. Okay, enter a name, sorry, should be enter a number. Stop this first. Enter a number. Let's run this. Enter a number 12. Print it. If I don't convert it into int, that will work the same way. Let's try to enter a name in number form. what will happen? It will give an error, invalidator for int with base 10. Okay. Let's understand this also. With base 10, what it means. So there is a function in Python which is int. The work of int is to change a string, str or string to integer with a defined base. What is a defined base? Let's understand this. The number we use, like you say I got 83 marks, or you say that my rank was 1111. This is a base of 10. This is a base of 10. How it is base of 10? Here we have 10 to the power 0, here we have 10 to the power 1, then we have 10 to the power 2. Unit, tens, hundreds, thousands, lakhs, 10 lakhs, and so on. This is with base 10. Okay. By default, int takes input as str comma base. Okay. You can change this base to 2 also. This will change this string to this will read this string as a binary number. Okay, this will read this string as a binary number and will change it into decimal number with base 10. Okay, that should be clear. So this is how we change binary to integer in Python, and it is also used to change normal string to an integer, normal base 10 number to an integer. Okay, so that's how we take input. We till now we have learned to take input a name or a simple string and a number. Now let's try to take input and let's try this for an array. There are certain situations in exams, or you can say coding tests, where they require or they ask us to take input and spaced integers. Okay, and spaced integers. Array is in form of n spaced integers. How to perform this? How to perform this with help of this input? Okay, for that let's understand some basic functions, very basic functions. First, till now we have got this function input which takes string from user. Okay, and we have read int which converts string to integer with base 10, with base 10 by default, but we can modify the base to 2 for binary also, and there are pretty much options available. I think octal numbers are also available. Okay, int we have done. Now let's try to understand this split. Okay, what is split? Split is, as the name suggests, it splits the string from a particular spots. Okay, it splits from multiple spots. Let's understand it this way. I am typing a string 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Sorry, let's take it space 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. That will be better. Okay, print a dot split. How it will work? Okay, let's see this. We have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 separated or splitted, and how it got splitted? From spaces. Here you can see there is a space, 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 there is a space. So from space it got splitted. Split works that way. By default it splits the string from the parts where it can see spaces. If I modify it to comma, I can modify it to comma 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 6 6 comma 7. Let's take 6 6, which will make this more clear. Take a comma, run. Here we can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 7. Wherever it found a space or comma, it just splitted the string. Okay, split is clear. Now there is, till now split is, input is clear, int is clear, split is clear. Now there is one more function which is map. This is an important function. It is like a distributor. Okay, suppose there are class of n number of students. Teacher picked a guy or a girl and gave him or her n number of chocolates, or n minus, you can say n number of chocolates. The work or the task for that student is to distribute all the chocolates, similar chocolates, to all n students. That's the work of map. Okay, Let's learn it practically. I'm going to type a statement which is the standard statement, or you can say not standard, you can modify it, it's very easy. And as we saw here that this returns a list. You can see these brackets here. The split returns a list. It takes a string and returns a list, separating it by default comma, or you can modify it by default space, or you can modify it to comma or any other delimiter. Okay, now let's understand the use of map here. A is equals to map the student that is distributing chocolate. The name of chocolate is int. The name of chocolate is int. Input, I took an input which returned a string. I splitted the string to dot split. Okay, what map did here is map took this chocolate int, name of the chocolate is int, and distributed it to all the guys or girls from input dot split. Means it took the chocolate int, this is the chocolate int, and gave it to 1, which converted int in 1 into from string. As you can see, there are commas here, so it converted int from this one to simple one, base 10, simply one. Remove these commas means change it from string to integer, and similarly same chocolate to all 2 to 3, all the members. So the second parameter is iterable, means there are number of values, there are n number of values in it. Okay, so the work of map is here to distribute this chocolate int to all the members. Okay, and this can be anything. This can be int, this can be float, this can be str itself only, this can be any converging function. Okay, any converging function. So it took a chocolate int and gave it to all the guys. What split did is split distributed it from space, by default space, or you can use comma here. Okay, let's leave it space as it is. But the problem with map is the value that map will return. Obviously map will provide some value which will be stored in A. Map is giving value to A. That will not be in form of an array, that will be in form of object of map or instance of map, that will be in form of instance of map itself. We can try that. Let's try to print it. Okay, let's try to print it. Print A, sorry, it's a function that's required. Print A, and I will enter n spaced integer, 1 space 2 space 3. So you can see here map object at some address, some random address. So instead of returning an int or array or an list, it returned object of map. So that's very simple how to change it. Just change it to a list, convert it from type of map object to list. Let's try to run it again. 1 space 2 space, sorry, 1 space 2 space 3 space 4 space 5 space 6 space 7. Enter. Here we have the list 1 2 1. I think it's not working. Let's try to run it once again. 1 space 2 space 3 space 4 space 5. Okay, here we have our list. So that's how we have to take input of n space integers.